Good evening. I'm Patricia Ballone with a CTV News update. Thousands of layoffs, service cuts, and closed stations. That's what Metro is proposing as it grapples with the impact of the pandemic. Byron Scott has our story.
I'm Byron Scott. Take a look behind me here. I'm at the Largo Town Center station. Metro says it faces a $500 million budget deficit, and the only way to make ends meet, they say, deep cuts.
To me, a lot of people don't take the Metro like they used to.
Joe Wilson hit the nail on the head. The pandemic has decimated Metro's ridership. It's the main reason Metro says behind the $500 million deficit, deep cuts are looming. Metro Rail could eliminate Saturday and Sunday service.
There are hospital staff who do use the train on the weekends because they work weekends or they work nights or they work evenings, so they will be impacted by the shutdown of the weekends or nights.
Wait times for trains could be as long as 30 minutes. A fifth of the rail system's 91 stations could be shuttered.
I got to get on the bus because I work at night. I need a bus and a train. They'll need to cut it.
What would happen if they did do that?
It's hard to get around. It's going to be very hard to get around for anybody.
The buses may not fare much better. More than half of its routes could be eliminated.
It's going to mess a lot of people up. It's going to mess a lot of us that's trying to get to work on the weekends. A lot of us are very dependent on the Metro. So, I understand things going on with COVID, things of that nature. But, hey, man, we got to figure it out.
Metro is also proposing to cut 2,400 positions. That's on top of the 1,400 slated to be cut this year. Raymond Jackson of Local 689 says his members face an uncertain future.
We are the essential workers who carry the rest of the essential workers in this region to where they need to get to. How do you then lay these workers off?
The WMATA board will schedule public hearings and accept public comments until February. So if you could talk to the Metro board, what would you say to them?
Please reconsider. Try and find, just reconsider this because it's really going to impact people who need to use the service.
Now, this isn't a done deal, at least not yet. Metro says that if Congress passes a stimulus package, they could roll back some of the cuts. If not, this could all take effect next July. At Largo Town Center, Byron Scott, CTV News.
Homicide detectives and fire investigators are probing a fire that ripped through a Laurel home yesterday morning. The body of an adult male was discovered in the debris. The blaze occurred in the 16,000 block of Bond Mill Road. Officials say the 3 firefighters who were hurt and sent to the hospital have now been released. The fire caused an estimated $350,000 in damage. No word yet on what caused the blaze. Maryland continues its upward trajectory of COVID-19 infections. There are now more than 201,000 confirmed cases statewide. An additional 30 people died in the last 24 hours, bringing the total number of deaths to 4,516. Currently, there are nearly 1,600 hospitalized with the coronavirus. Prince George's continues to lead the state in the number of cases with nearly 42,000. Montgomery has the highest number of deaths due to the virus with 918, 7 more than Prince George's. A time-honored tradition took place for the County Council this morning. It was the exchange of the gavel ceremony. That's when the members vote on who will lead the August body during its next session. The members unanimously elected Vice Chair Calvin Hawkins as the new council chair. Denny Taveras has been elected as Vice Chair. CTV spoke with Hawkins after the vote.
Quite frankly, the countywide map amendment, that's the rezoning, the rewrite for our zones in Prince George's County. I'm looking forward to that. I would like to see how we deal with the new schools through the public-private partnership collaboration. And then just with how we deal with housing, the housing issues in the county, as well as how we deal with health and all policies in the county as we go through this pandemic. And this is going to be more than likely during this council administration is when we will come out of the pandemic, hopefully. And I'm looking forward to what that means to a return to a functional government outside of this virtual experience.
The council reconvenes in January. Governor Hogan lays out his priorities for Maryland in a letter to the Biden-Harris transition team. Hogan is asking the president-elect to prioritize a new stimulus package for states and small businesses struggling during the COVID-19 crisis. He's also urging Biden to push for a significant initiative to fix the nation's crumbling infrastructure. In addition, Hogan also wants to maintain historic funding levels for the Chesapeake Bay. A University of Maryland professor is bringing the tech world to crime scenes. He created a new app that helps law enforcement officers avoid errors while investigating illegal acts. CTV's Keisha Butts has the story.
It's a new tool for investigating crimes, and detectives can use it on their mobile phones. University of Maryland professor Thomas Moriello created a new app for police called the CSI Checklist. The app has a series of lists that officers can follow while investigating crime scenes. Moriello, who has 44 years of law enforcement experience, says the goal is for officers to avoid missteps.
There's so many different things that need to be done at a crime scene, and things are being missed. Other people involved, other first responders like the ambulance crew and fire departments in an arson case, they're destroying evidence and they don't even know they're doing it. And many times, it's the first time a police officer has ever come across a certain kind of crime, and they're at a loss.
Different checklists are available for forensic scientists, medical examiners, and lawyers. It tells users what they need to do, observations they need to make, and the questions they need to ask.
As the person is using the app and they go down the checklist, they can actually just touch each item, and it puts a check next to it. And then at the end, anything that they checked off, a report is created, and they can send it to themselves, they can send it to their supervisor, they can send it to all the members of the investigative team, all the different people who are involved in the investigation.
For more information, visit csichecklist.com. This is Keisha Butts with CTV News.
Prince George's police charge a Bowie woman with first-degree murder in the death of her aunt. 41-year-old Sandra Bell is accused of shooting her 66-year-old aunt Elizabeth McGeehan during a dispute back in August. McGeehan died recently, so Bell is now facing murder charges. The shooting occurred in the 13,000 block of Youngwood Turn. And meantime, police have arrested a man for the murder of his girlfriend. The suspect is 24-year-old Marciano Ramos. He's been charged with first and second-degree murder. The incident occurred at the 1400 block of Kanawha Street in Hyattsville on Saturday. When police arrived, they found Gumercinda Juarez Vasquez in a home suffering from trauma to the body. She was pronounced dead on the scene. A Montgomery County lawmaker who sponsored legislation in 2019 calling for more police transparency says he plans to reintroduce the measure during the upcoming legislative session. Delegate Gabriel Acevedo sponsored Anton's Law, named after Anton Black, a 19-year-old who died while in police custody on Maryland's Eastern Shore. Acevedo and Black's family say current laws do not go far enough. They want more information turned over in police misconduct cases, including body camera footage, investigatory files, and all accusations against an officer. The proposed law would mandate that Maryland State Police develop a uniform citizen complaint process. Prince George's police are investigating an incident involving two officers who fatally shot a dog in Capitol Heights. It happened at the 100 block of Daimler Drive yesterday morning. That's where they spotted a dog pinning a person to the ground. Officials say the animal charged at the cops, who then used patrol shields for protection. They say they eventually had to shoot the dog to defend themselves. The officers are currently on administrative leave. Well, December 1st is recognized worldwide as Giving Tuesday. Today, county residents are encouraged to give back to nonprofit organizations that are doing good in their community.
Just a few years ago, it was launched hashtag Giving Tuesday to really make sure that folks were putting first and foremost the opportunity to give as part of our holiday season. And I can't think of a better thing for any of us to be doing in the midst of the pandemic. So many organizations are out there. The needs are really high, whether that's an organization that's delivering food into the community, trying to get diapers to people in need, helping our foster kids. Every organization out there is finding the need and demand just incredibly high for their services.
The People for a Change Coalition, in conjunction with Councilman at Large Mel Franklin, is launching a COVID-19 open door fund for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Any active business based in Prince George's since 2019 with 10 or fewer employees is eligible, but the business must demonstrate that the pandemic has had an impact on revenues. Grants up to $3,000 are available. A virtual event on the grant fund is set for tomorrow, December 2nd, from 7 until 8 p.m. To register, go to info@pfcblackchamber.org. Baltimore County Public Schools are set to resume online classes on Wednesday. A ransomware attack last week forced the school district to shut down its network. Officials say students and staffers who have devices with the Windows system must have them checked. Chromebooks were not infected, so students and staff can freely use them. Some relief is on the way to families in need during these challenging times. The county's Stand Up and Deliver program will be passing out food tomorrow, December 2nd at 10 in the morning. Groceries will be distributed at the Metropolitan Seventh-day Adventist Church in Hyattsville. Organizers will also give out food to families on Friday, December 4th at 12:30 p.m. Residents can pick up food at the Beltsville Seventh-day Adventist Church, Faith Temple No. 2 Baptist Church in Capitol Heights, and Mount Enon Baptist Church in Clinton. Well, let's get a quick check now on your 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 32 degrees. Wednesday and Thursday, sunny with daytime temps near 50, dropping to the 30s later in the evening. Friday, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in the afternoon. A daytime high near 53 and a low around 38 degrees. And now for your community calendar, the Prince George's County Memorial Library System presents Crafternoon, a live virtual craft activity series. Participants will create a mural using masking tape and other materials. The series premieres this Friday, December 4th from 3 to 4 p.m. for students 5 to 18 years old. For more information, visit pgcmls.info and search for virtual events. And that wraps up our newscast. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great night.
For the latest information on COVID-19 in Maryland, visit the State Health Department website. That's health.maryland.gov. Again, health.maryland.gov. Click the link to the COVID-19 information portal. There you'll find all the latest information about coronavirus. You'll find daily updates on cases and fatalities. Answers to questions about testing and the governor's stay-at-home order are available as well. For specific information about Prince George's, visit princegeorgescountymd.gov. That's princegeorgescountymd.gov. The site offers information about local services for residents and businesses. There's a link for COVID-19 relief donations. Also, food pantry locations are listed. And if you have any questions, call the county COVID-19 hotline at 301-883-6627. That's 301-883-6627.
It's so sad. It's not.
I moved to Florida with literally pennies in my pocket and a prayer. I needed a new start. Dacian looks like a very typical 3-year-old until you ask him, "What's your name? How old are you?" My son has a lot of behaviors that would show as being autistic. Most kids can tolerate a variety of foods, but unfortunately for Dacian, everything has to be organic and raw. I wasn't ashamed to go to the food pantries. It's expensive to eat healthy, and nutrition is very important to Dacian's health. The healthy organic food that we receive dramatically helped his social skills. Most people would say, she really doesn't have much of a life. But to me, I have everything right there next to me and my son.